Hello everyone and welcome back to the shop. Today we're back on the GTO and we are in the process of getting these doors and fenders ready to be primed one more time, and then after that we should be able to get them in paint. So stick around and let's see how it goes.
Alright, we marked this line off here so we can make it match perfectly with the quarter and the fender.
Let's talk a little about the 69 GTO. Okay, it was the first year, 69, for the Endura front bumper. And Pontiac even had an advertisement to where they showed hitting it with a sledgehammer and it didn't dent the paint. So that's pretty interesting. Also, could you imagine walking into a dealership and purchasing this thing for a little under, I think it was under $4,000. So that would be awesome. A wise man once said, good cars get you from point A to point B, but great cars, they get you into trouble. And this would be surely one of those great cars. Y'all let me know. If you could have any muscle car from a 69, would it be a GTO Chevelle or a Charger or something else? Leave me a comment, let me know.
Paper.
Another thing about the 69 GTO was it had the optioned, it could be optioned with hidden headlights. And it was just a fun new thing going on at the time. If you've been following this series, you see how important it is for Philip to get his tape right. If his tape is not right, his line will not be right, and things won't line up just perfectly like he likes them to. So spend the time on the tape, make sure that you're happy with it before you move on so you don't have to come back. And that's looking nice. Okay, you'll see Philip feel a lot throughout this process when he's restoring one. Paint reflects light, so even small high-low spots are obvious once it's finished. That's why he feels the surface and he's looking for a mirror smooth finish. So that's what he's doing if you see him filling. The half round?
What is it?
I was asking you, that's a half round.
Yeah.
The GTO is considered one of the most iconic cars because basically they're saying in 1964, Pontiac took a mid-sized Tempest and dropped a big 389 V8 in it and created the first affordable factory hot rod. And it sparked the car movement, and the muscle car movement was really big at the time. And the GTO wasn't just fast, it looked the part. It had hood scoops, stacked headlights. I mean, you know, it looked the part. And in the 60s, you didn't have to be rich to buy one. For just over $3,000, $4,000, you could own one of these cars. The GTO was a symbol of speed, culture, rebellion. I mean, it was in songs like The Little GTO, and it was flashy on screen. So everyone loved the GTO. Surviving GTOs are highly sought after, not just for their rarity, but because they represent the golden age of Detroit performance. So today's collectability, they are still sought after and they are still iconic in the car industry. The GTO is iconic because it wasn't just a car. It was a movement, the one that told the world that muscle cars were here to stay. Let's go over a little performance. Let's talk about what's under the hood at the time. Pontiac didn't just rely on raw horsepower. They built performance options like ram air inductions, heavy-duty suspension, and close ratio 4-speeds. These made the GTO as good at handling as it was at drag racing. The GTO left a legacy that still inspires car culture today. If you are lucky enough to find one of these cars for a rebuild, rust is the enemy. Common trouble spots include the trunk pan, quarter panels, rocker panels, and floorboards. Fixing this requires either major bodywork skills or trying to handle it on your own. Restoring one of these icons is a serious investment, but when you bring a GTO back to life, you don't just have a car. You have a piece of muscle car history, and everyone's going to look when you drive by because it really turns heads everywhere it goes. Rebuilding a GTO takes time. It's not a super quick, super fast in any shape, form, or fashion. It takes time, it takes patience. You have to have time for things to dry, for things to shrink. Just keep these things in mind if you are deciding to do a project. Everything takes time. So we're patient here, we try our best, and we just go with the flow. Yeah, Armadas.
Yeah. Open the door. The battery's dead.
Oh, man.
Not totally, but it's enough that it ain't gonna start, so I gotta jump it. Turn it on, Karen. Turn the box on.
There you go. All right, we got this ready. We got the car turned around, and we're going to work on this side, getting it blocked, the door and the fender. And that's where we're at right now. What we measure?
The swoop that's in here, it's got a swoop to it.
You want it?
It's got a little swoop to it right here, so we're going to mask it off to get it straight. 150. Got coat powder. Hey everyone, we got the car all taped up and ready to prime. We blocked the doors and the fenders. We just got to put plastic on it and shoot the primer on there. And I want to thank everybody for the 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. It helped us a lot. Thank you for watching. Man, that was fast. Ready for primer.